All right, good morning, Bearable traders. Good morning, guys on YouTube. Thank you for joining the pre-market show this Wednesday, April 17th. Hope everyone had an amazing day yesterday. Hope you're having an amazing morning today. Good morning, Norm. How's it going? How are you?
Hey, good morning, Carlos. I'm doing all right. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. Checking out this nice gappers list we have today. A lot of green on here. So that looks
I
good.
know.
Looking forward to see what the market has for us today. We had great classes yesterday, class 3 and 4. And just a reminder, and we'll announce it again a little later as people start joining the room. There is class, the complete guide to commissions tonight. So looking forward to that class. That class has a lot of information that even traders that have been trading for a while are not aware of, how some of these brokers actually work on the back end, how commission is charged. So I am looking forward to that class tonight at 8 p.m. East. I'm sorry, 9 p.m. Eastern time tonight. So definitely tune in for that and make sure you catch that those classes. All right, guys. As usual, in our pre-market show, we're going to guide to commissions tonight. Our watch list for yesterday. So let's start right over here. Here's our watch from yesterday. I actually did not watch all of this. I did drop IP and I did drop KMDA. I did drop those two. So we'll go over the rest. And these were some possibles that we had down here as well. As you can see, I moved United up. I wasn't watching it at first, and then I moved United Health up because it just became a monster yesterday. Right before the open, just started trading really nice. So we moved it up here. All right, so let's get started. Let's see what the SPY is doing this morning. See what we have going on. So actually, again, it's just we have a red candle here, but we clearly have higher highs, higher lows happening here. So again, we're slowly just continue to chip away at this at these highs, trying to get to what is it, the all-time high? Where's that sitting at? Let's go back. Yeah, we're knocking
293, yeah, from October.
Yeah, right. We're knocking right on their door right in here, 293, almost 294. But yeah, we're definitely inching our way up there, slowly but surely. Again, you have these red candles, but overall, you see the wicks are making higher highs, higher lows. So and a good positive bullish trend here. Today we have a lot of green on the screen on our gappers list. See right on here, we're gonna go over our gappers list in a second. So a lot of green, although the market is somewhat pretty flat, not really moving much. We got some green in here probably because of earnings and news guidance. So can't wait to get into that. Let's start with our list for yesterday. We have Roku on here. Let's zoom in to see how Roku traded yesterday. Let's get our 1 minute chart as well in line. Here we go. So if I recall correct, I think Brian took a short on this. I don't remember. He took a short on this pop on here. He posted it in the chat room. Again, it was a really nice short. Dropped down. He kind of got in really early and got out right away. And then it just kind of bounced back. Again, it wasn't as clean down here. You don't know what's happening, but you can see the wicks are kind of pushing the price up. But you still have lower lows happening. So it's a little bit tough to take a trade in here, right? You want to have the opposite direction showing that the trend is about to change. It comes above VWAP and then holds for a bit. Comes above VWAP, takes off. It doesn't get towards the high of the day, and then just becomes real choppy in this area until it actually sells off below VWAP. We were actually watching this in the chat room. Around this time, a lot of stuff started selling off. I think this is when the SPY started selling off as well. So you had this beautiful drop past the low of the day and into this 5702 level that we had. Again, not a easy trade at the open. Pretty choppy on the 1 and the 5. So no way to take an open range break down here or break up. RNN was again, this didn't do much. Had a good pre-market action. Has some serious volume in here. This is an American exchange stock, so we don't usually watch this. But yesterday, this one caught my attention just with the volume. So I was watching it on there. But right at the open, it's just continued to sell off. Never actually gave us an opportunity for fallen angel or any type of strategy that was going to go back towards the high of the day. This 917 proved to be a very strong level. Couldn't break that in the pre-market. Couldn't break that at the open. And then from there, just started to sell off for the rest of the day. Bank of America, this is what we talked about yesterday. Bank of America had almost 3 million shares traded or more at the pre-market, right? So huge volume. But look at the open. So usually this institutional, heavily traded stocks by institutions, they can be very choppy. And we spoke about this, wait at least 15, even 30 minutes on a stock like this. And you can see that right on here. Again, heavy volume, but not really moving anywhere. Just stuck within this range of 29.50, 29.30. And these are not big moves, right? So you got some nice volume, but not really doing anything. Once the volume actually dies down, we had this consolidation range. It was in a clear range here. We talked about this in our chat room yesterday. Very nice, clean range, just, bouncing back and forth. And every time it came up to test this level, it looked like it wanted to break, and then eventually it did break this level. It wasn't going to sell off anymore. You can see it gives a good opportunity to take it long, goes above VWAP, and then really starts getting into a nice trend trade. But here with all this volume, these type of stocks tend to not really get going. CVS, this is the one I traded on CVS. I went to get in here for a short. Unfortunately, got stopped out twice. So I took it a short here a little bit early for the breakdown, and then on this pullback, I got stopped out. Tried to take it long, thinking it was going to take off, and I got stopped out right in here. I'm so glad I got stopped out here at this level, because right after that, you had this huge drop out of nowhere. Just starts dropping. I guess some news or something must have broke out that it had this big drop here. Then from there, it was not really tradable, just became choppy. Not really much going on down in this area. But this is the move I was looking for towards the downside for open range breakup. The one thing that I failed to look at, and it's very important for us to pay attention to, is the volume. In this area here, the volume had dropped so drastically, right? You had the first candle has some volume, then after that, it completely dropped. Look at these two bars over here. I was trying to take an opening range breakdown here, but the volume was really not there. It did come in later on, but again, it's just when I was trading it, I should have noticed the volume at the bottom. KMDA, I did not look at that one, but just since I have it here, again, very choppy, not really much anything going on there. IP as well, extremely choppy, really no volume. When you don't have a good volume, you're not going to get a good flow on here. And next we have UNH. UNH was definitely the trade of the day. If you took this trade, it was just amazing. Very clean opening range breakdown. Look at this drop here. Gives you a beautiful pullback in this area up to the VWAP. This is your signal for an entry for the crack of the opening range breakdown. And you can see it drops nicely past this moving average, past this daily level we had here, all the way down to these levels. And again, it was so weak. We were hoping for this to give us an opportunity to take it long, but it was just too weak. Every time it had a pullback, it just kept selling right back down. Never actually gave us a good double bottom for us to take up. So it went down all the way to 219, again with a very strong volume, a really nice trade. A lot of you traders took this trade yesterday, so hopefully you were able to hang on for this ride all the way to 219 or close to it. So that was our watches from yesterday. Let's look at our top our NASDAQ gappers. Our trade ideas gappers right over here. Let's see what we have in that area. We got some green in there. Let's remove these here. All right, here we go. So let's start with QCOM. QCOM yesterday it's been on a tear.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, it's just been incredible. Let's look at the daily chart first. I'm going to get rid of these levels here so we can get a clear picture. So let's just look at this volume. Here's a regular trading volume right in here in this area. And then out of nowhere, you just got this huge volume yesterday, 86 million shares traded. And this is all post-market, I believe, right? This is all after hours, or was it before?
No, that happened in the afternoon. It was announced their settlement with Apple, and it was right in the middle of the day.
Oh yeah, right here.
And it was absolutely amazing. I mean, that right there, that's a $15 move roughly during the day, $13, something like that.
Yeah.
And you know, that's why every once in a while it pays off huge to sit around and watch charts.
Yeah.
Or keep an eye on what's going on.
I agree. I mean, look at this, just out of nowhere, flat basically all day. Everybody's just kind of waiting around. I mean, some people knew that something had to be happening, right? I mean, this is all flat. People are waiting around. The minute that news comes out, right? Look at this, just pops right out. This is almost 3 o'clock, yeah. So again, just a huge move yesterday. Today is on a tear as well. If we look at today's chart, it is very active. You can see already 6 million shares traded, up 10%. This is after this huge move, right? Because we're not calculating this move neither yet. This is from yesterday. So I thought it was after hours. When I saw the number, I'm like, oh, it's got to be calculating some after hours stuff. But no, this is yesterday, and this is just as of today. So again, just huge volume in here, popping up real nice. A beautiful pre-market action. As you can see here, when you got volume, you're going to get a really nice pre-market action. I think the all-time, the 52-week high, we just passed it. Here's the 52-week high on QCOM. So the all-time high is up in the 99s or something like that. So in play today, we'll definitely be watching this one, trading very, very nicely on some really good news with Apple. I guess they struck a deal, right? Correct?
Yep, they've been in a lawsuit against each other for a very long time. So.
Oh, nice, nice. And I'm sure QCOM probably was the one that's taking the bigger hit because Apple's been doing great. But now with QCOM, this is going to really help them out. They're the benefit out of this deal. So now we have HOLI. We have 13 up 13.2, 103,000 shares traded. Not the cleanest pre-market action. It's a little bit early in the pre-market, 8:40 Eastern time. So let's see if this continues to develop. But right now, we're not seeing a very good clean pre-market action. I like the fact that it's up quite a bit. Has a bit of a funky daily chart here. You can see it's kind of got like a bottom is built up over the last couple of days, throughout last week. And this one, and it clearly has a gap here that it might want to close, but the volume doesn't seem to be there at the moment. Let's look over at INTC. So INTC up 4.2, 744,000 shares traded. Let's get rid of some of these levels here. I do like this daily chart. You can see it's been grinding higher, just following these moving averages, maybe just kind of moving with the market. But today's up quite a bit, 4.2. We could find some daily levels in here. Actually, it's probably all 52-week highs. It's probably moving because of QCOM, but they're somewhat interrelated. Is this what's happening, or do they have separate news on their own?
Yeah, they had separate news. They're dropping their quest to make 5G modem chips.
Okay. All right.
So I don't know that. I don't understand the backstory. I haven't read anything on it, but that's
right.
that's the catalyst itself.
Okay, so definitely positive news seems like for INTC. So this looks good. Pre-market action looks good. Got some good volume, so we'll definitely watch that on there. All right, we got a POS stock in here, CGC. 3.8 gapping up right now, 110. Not the cleanest pre-market action. Doesn't look great at the moment. This is a nicey stock, so we'll give it a little time to develop. Let's get rid of some of these levels we have in here. We'll get some fresh ones in a second. I do like this daily chart though. You have and actually, no, we've been talking about this one for a while in APHA, right? They all seem to have this nice daily support they've been finding here, just kind of making newer highs. And it seems like you might want to have a breakout now with some clean levels in here. So CGC looks interesting. Just the pre-market right now does not look great, and it just needs more volume. So we'll leave it on here, see what develops at in a few minutes. Netflix, FLLX, up 3.4, 900,000 shares traded at the moment. So that's quite a bit. Wow, we got a serious move here on Netflix. It just kind of had a nice bounce, sold off drastically about 2-3 days ago. And now you really have this beautiful pop hitting these levels here. So yeah, Netflix is definitely in play. Is this earnings on Netflix?
Yeah, they reported earnings after the market closed yesterday, and right at the close, the stock was crazy. It was down real hard, and then it started popping up. So we'll see what it does.
All right, very nice. So that's going to be interesting to trade today. It's got some serious good volume, up 3.4. Man, I just love earnings season. I mean, you get tickers that are really get going and get moving. It's great to see that. TTM is what is going on here? No volume. Oh, this is definitely a foreign stock. Look at the daily chart, how many gaps you have in here. And when you have this, are they tradable? Yes, they are, but not the best, because you can't find good daily levels, and daily levels are so important. We talk about that in class 2, how important these daily levels are, and being able to build your watch list. So pre-market action also non-existent here, not a good pre-market action. We would just get rid of this one. So that covers our gappers list. Let's go over and look at our NASDAQ active and then NASDAQ gainer. So QCOM clearly here, really nice right now, getting above 6 million shares, heading to 6.5 and climbing. Kind of topping out a little bit here because we're just cracking our 52-week high. So you might get some resistance up there. We'll find levels for it in a second. MBRX, 1.5 million shares traded. We looked at this one before. It doesn't trade well. It always does. It'll gap up quite a bit. It's always in our top list here, NASDAQ active, NASDAQ gainers. But it really does not trade very well. It's more of a penny stock, and it just pokes its head out of above $1, and then it starts dropping down. So nothing exciting there at the moment. PRPO, same thing here, penny stock. We'll bypass that. UXIN. 993,000 shares traded. Pre-market action looks a little bit interesting here. It's got a couple of really down days at the moment. Let's check the float on this stock, UXIN. All right, so it's a low flow, 7 million shares float. Pre-market action looks okay. It's got some volume, but it's selling off. It's got to start finding some kind of bottom or base and building a good uptrend pre-market action. So we'll throw it down here again, up 9.7, 900,000 shares traded at the moment. Let's see what the daily chart gives us. When it does gap up, do we have any movement? Yeah, it seems like it's better at selling off, right? All the volume is usually on red candles. It had a big red day yesterday, so it's probably doing a bounce back now. Looks like this thing might want to go under $1 today. Who knows? So next we have Netflix. We already have on here. It's interesting. Eric always coming up on our list here. Tons of volume, but again, not tradable. Look at this this chart here. There's no action. INTC we have also very interesting today. Looks great. ONCS penny stock, not much happening here. Nasdaq ETF, and then we have AVGR is the last one, also a penny stock. I know we traded this in the past because it went above $1, or at least we watched it. Yeah, we didn't trade. I don't have any levels on here, but you can see good at selling off. So not really anything that we want to watch today. It's trading more like a penny stock on here. All right, let's go over our Nasdaq active, Nasdaq gains. MBRX we looked at already. IMAC is not doing much, no volume. Holy, HOLI, we have on here as well. We have on our list. Again, it's up quite a bit. I do like the daily chart here. It's popping up nicely above all these moving averages. Got a funky daily chart, not as clean, but we do have some levels we can find in here if this thing can get some volume. QCOM we like. UXIN on the fence, not looking too great. SKIN, nothing happening here. TRVG. Horrible. ZSAN, also another one that's always on this list, never doing anything good. Next we have TXMD, same, nothing happening. And last one, CLSN. All right, so we got quite a bit of a great list here, all green, looking very nice with some good volume, except for Holy and CGC don't have the best volume. But Netflix, INTC, and QCOM are looking amazing today. Both, all these stocks, very liquid, very tight spread, which is great to see. Again, so I'm looking forward to trading those and seeing what opportunities they provide for us today. All right, guys, what are you guys watching? Norm, what do you have on your list that you like? I know you're probably going to be looking at NVIDIA. How is that doing today? NVIDIA. Norm probably stepped away from the mic, so wait for him to come back. But NVIDIA not doing much at the moment. What do you guys have on your end? What do you guys like? Oh, he had to reboot. Sorry, I missed the message. If he had to reboot. Oh, yeah, here it is. Yeah, so Norm is rebooting his computer. He'll join us in a second. All right, so let me ask you guys. What do you guys have? Dollar bill has MS. Let's see what MS is doing. It's got some good volume. 407,000 shares traded. It's got an interesting daily chart here. Seems to be breaking out nicely. It tends to be a little choppy, looks like. But today's breaking out nicely. It has a couple of days where it's just been gapping up. And just trying to grind higher. So yeah, this has an interesting daily chart. Pre-market action right now is not looking too great, but it is a nicey stock. So you know what, I'm gonna throw this on here. We can check this in a second as well. Let's make some new rows in here. All right, we're looking at Apple. Let's take a look at Apple. All right, so Apple at the moment is that's what the daily chart looks like. So Apple's just been pretty flat with the last couple of days. I don't know how it's been trading in the intraday. Actually, see how it did yesterday. Yesterday had a nice little pop here. Nothing too crazy. But the daily chart is interesting. It just seems like it's ready to give you a nice pop here above these these levels here, right? Above these levels we have. So this is interesting. 140,000 shares traded. Not too much volume at the moment, but it does look interesting on the daily. CORN, we have CGC gapping up. What is CORN doing? This is the one out of all of them that I really like to trade. CORN and CGC out of the POS stocks probably trade the best. What do we have here? So it's in an interesting daily situation now. It's been dropping though. Doesn't have the volume, not a good pre-market action, but it's at a point where it can really lose it here, and then you have a very clean level down here. It's funny because we did mention that when we were actually over here. You know, so we were mentioning that when we were over here, that is at this possible level. I'm sorry, in this area here, and that it could crack from, and it did. And now it's at another level right here. We can also crack from. We got some moving averages coming down here as well. So again, Cron not gapping up this morning, pretty flat, but the volume is definitely not there for Cron today. Let's look at our chat over here. So UHN. What is UHN up to today? Sorry. What was it? UNH. There we go. Let's see what this is up to today. Yeah, pretty flat today. But when you have such a big move like this, I do expect for this stock to do something today, right? Might be just chopping around, but again, just a really down day. I'll remove this level on here, but not one that's going to be in play for me to watch right at the open. Let's look at ACB. ACB is very active. 1 million shares traded right now. It is gapping up 3%. So this one is definitely moving with CGC as well. Yeah, this one is interesting. Again, it's been pretty choppy the last couple of days, but now it's got a nice little bounce here. Is there some news in the POS stocks that CGC and ACB are climbing higher? Is there something going on? Let me just check real quick on Benzinga. Let's look at what CGC is bringing to the table. All right, so they got a somewhat of a upgrade from Bank of America. Initiates to coverage on Canopy Growth. All right, so that's good. So they're gonna start covering CGC, Bank of America, and then ACB. What we have here, same thing. Bank of America initiates coverage on cannabis. All right, that's good. So they got some good news, positive news this morning on CGC and at least ACB. So that's very nice. Okay, so we got quite a bit here, guys. What else do you guys have? AMD. What is our buddy AMD up to? 354,000 shares traded, up 1.4. It's got a great daily chart. Again, it's just it just looks like this is at a breakout point, right? Everything's been pretty flat, just consolidating, and now it looks like it wants to be at a possible breakout point. But with all that we have here, I'm gonna add AMD here, but most likely with everything that we have here gapping up so nicely above, above 5, 5.5, 3.8, 2.8. 2.9. These are the ones we want to watch today. AMD could be a possible if one of these doesn't look great. Like which one's the one that didn't look great? Holly was not looking too great. Still not looking great. Still not getting the volume. So I might drop this one and watch something like AMD this morning. All right, guys. So let's go through this list. Let's look at one more NIO. Let's take a look at NIO. See what we have here. So NIO is. It's got some serious volume, but this is the one that, again, I just don't like the way it trades. It can be very, very choppy. It's really not easy to trade at all, even with this type of volume. So on a day like today where we have so many good ones moving nicely, I'm going to bypass to look at this one. All right, guys, let's start from the top. Let's find some levels. MBRX, this one, again, it's got volume, but it's really more of a penny stock, and usually it's just better off as selling off than really selling up. It's already started the sell-off process right at the pre-market, right? So you had this gap up, it went up to 126, and now it's already selling down. It trades more like a penny stock. It's got great volume, right? 1.6 million shares traded, but every time I look at it, I review it, it's really not tradable. So I'm just gonna stay away from that one. All right, so QCOM definitely is the one that has the most activity this morning. Now it's at 7.7 million shares traded. Let's find some levels for this here. Let's go back. So we already passed the 52-week high, which was sitting at 76.37. We'll mark that. What is the next levels we have on here? We might have to go back quite a bit. All right, we're going back to 2014 in this area here. This is the all-time high, sitting at all-time high, sitting around 81, I believe. And then what levels do we have? So here's where our price is at now, 79.19. Clean level down here, guys. You see several days consolidating below this level. So we're trying to find some very, very clean levels. Look at this 76.36 also is an area for this here and this area here as well. What else do we have in here? Here is so choppy in this area in this daily chart that it's very difficult to find levels that are clean. So we're going to do the best we can. Possible level right in this area, 80.08, and actually 80 is going to be a level of resistance. But if you look at this chart closely, you can see that we have some days, constantly bouncing off that 88.08, right? So kind of basically 80. So this can be a level of resistance here, level of support down at around 78.09, and then we have the all-time. Is the all-time high 81.99 or no? I believe so. Well, no, we have a high. Oh, this is going way back. We're going back to 99. Not even sure how relevant this is going to be, but we'll mark it as the all-time high is going to be over here at 99.89. All right. Okay, so we got some very good levels on here. You can see how our pre-market at the moment is playing around with these levels. So let's see what it does at 80.08. Again, very active this morning. We'll mark the low of the pre-market just in case. I don't think this thing is going to be looking to head south anytime soon. Just looking very strong. Look how it did yesterday around 3 o'clock. Just took off, and now it's on a rampage to make our newer highs. Very active. HOLI. HOLI. We have again, we have a somewhat clean daily chart, but the pre-market action is not looking great. I'm going to remove it. It's been stuck at between 100,000 shares and 126 forever. Not really got anything going, so we'll get rid of this one. INTC looks better. If I remember from trading INTC, it can be choppy, so be careful with it today. But again, it's got some positive news, up 4.5, 872,000 shares traded, so that's some good numbers for us there. High of the pre-market 59.50, low of the pre-market 57.74. Let's look at this daily chart, see what do we have towards the top, if any levels are up here. It's just heading back a bit here. All right, also going back, way back. I mean, this is all 52-week high, so just keep that in mind. Again, these levels here are going back to 2000. Who knows how relevant these things are going to be now, but we'll get some levels in here just in case. We have this one over here, several days bouncing off these wicks at 60.92. Then we have somewhat of a gap right in this area, 64.31, right? You got these days kind of all bouncing back from here, consolidating here, taking off from here, and then using support here. Again, very old levels. Don't put a lot of weight into these. Consider this is getting to the 52-week high here. The 52-week high being at 60.94. So again, let's see what it does at this level. Right now, struggling with that 59.51. Let's see what it does. All the moving averages towards the bottom here today. CGC, one that I might drop off, is very active today for what it's been doing the last couple of days. Just really chopping around. It's trying to break out of this range here. But only 120,000 shares traded right now. Let's find some levels in case we get a turbo breakup alert on this one. We have high of the pre-market 43.65. We have a clean level up here at 44.15, and then you have a moving average coming in 44.76. We can mark that as well. So good clean levels towards the top. Towards the bottom, we can actually mark this day over here, these days over here, 42.65, 1, 2, 3, all really using this level as resistance. It just couldn't break through that. And then below that, you got the previous day highs and lows, and you also have the previous day close on CGC. But right now, I'm not going to watch it at the moment. I just think it needs more volume, so we'll be ready if it hits our turbo breakup scanners. Netflix, really active, trying to break out of here. High of the pre-market sitting at 373. Above that, we have 378. Towards the bottom, you got the previous day high right in here around 365. Below that, previous day close, and then you got some clean previous day lows all in this area here. We can mark the low of the pre-market. This is right above the previous day lows, 355.27. So again, Netflix has been stuck within this range the last couple of days. Let's see if we can break this 372. Again, it's got some good news. It's got a very nice, beautiful, clean pre-market action, gapping up 2.5. Right now, finding some resistance at this 372, cannot crack it. 373. So let's see what it does when it gets down to the VWAP and all these moving averages. MS not looking clean. I like the daily chart that is popping up here, trying to leave this range that it was stuck in. It's kind of consolidating this range after having a nice gap up here, but now the pre-market action is not really looking great. So I am going to remove this one. We have other ones that are moving very well today. Apple doesn't have great volume right now. So not sure about Apple, but we are stuck within a range right now. So you can see the last couple of days is bouncing back in here. So some levels you can put in is you have the high of yesterday, the high over here of 202.78. Then towards the bottom, previous day close, previous day low from the last 2 days. And then you got a moving average also coming in where the low of the day is, low of the pre-market is right now. And then down here, you can mark this day as an extreme level here, 196.31. You got several days using this as resistance and then as support. And you can see how this day you had a huge drop, comes right to that level. Again, not a coincidence, and then bounces back. I don't think we're looking to head down south with Apple today. I think it's looking like it wants to break out. It has that look of a possible breakout.
Looks like it wants to break out. Yeah, the daily for sure.
Yeah, so it looks good, guys. It might not have the volume right now, but Apple usually gets the volume. So Looking forward to see how that trades. ACB also same kind of style daily chart. It's been very choppy over the last couple of days. They got some good news now from Bank of America. Looks like they got an upgrade, as well as CGC. So it could possibly be on the breakout, but I am really not liking the pre-market action as much as I like the other ones today, right? The INTC, the Netflix, the QCOM. These are really moving today. But let's get some levels ready just in case. We have the high of the pre-market 930, 929, and see how that 929, 928 area is being a huge resistance for the stock over the last couple of days. Again, between 929 and the previous day close, just been really bouncing back and forth, stuck within this range. You had a drop here and engulfed, and now it looks like this is a good indication that can possibly, just like Apple, break through this range. So let's be on the lookout for that turbo breakup scanners on this one. So we have that level there. Above this, we can also mark this level here, this daily 971, and all the way up here 1031. So let's see if we can break off of this high of the pre-market 930. Towards the bottom, you can mark down 865. Then you also have this level here, the previous day lows from 2 days ago, sitting right on top of each other. You have below that, you have a moving average coming in as well. All right, so that's ACB for us. And then AMD I have on here. I don't think I'm gonna watch AMD. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll have AMD on here just in case the tech sector gets moving or the semiconductors get moving. We'll have one to watch. High of the pre-market right now, 2840. Above this, you have a level here at 2892, and then one up here at 2966. Towards the bottom, previous day close, previous day lows. You have also some moving averages coming in here as well, giving you extra support. And then also you have the low of 2 days ago, plus another moving average coming in here as well. So I'm not going to add too many levels on AMD. And this is also a possible. If I find something that looks better, I'm going to drop this one and check out something else. All right, folks, what else do you guys have this morning? Norm, anything that you like this morning?
No, I have been overwhelmed with technical problems that I finally think I've worked out. So I really haven't had any time, but there's no need this morning. The gappers list and our watch list, I'm pretty excited about. So.
Yeah, I really am excited about this watch list. Again, you could tell that it's a lot of stuff moving on here with some really nice volumes, 8.7, 1 million, 1 million. Apple not as much, but that's typical. And then ACB 1.2, AMD 400, which is normal. And then we forgot to go over UXIN. But this one here, again, it's just kind of selling off, not really doing anything fancy. So I'm just going to get rid of it. I'm going to watch these stocks up here. They look great. They look like they're moving. I see mention of JMIA. What we have going on over here. Oh, this is the recent IPO, right? So again, this thing's been on a tear the last couple of days. Has anybody traded this yet? This has been really, really nice. So it's the new Amazon of Africa. Oh, all right, that could have some strength. So we have low of the pre-market sitting at 47.65. So we'll mark that down a little higher. Yeah, that's about right. All right, and then the high of the pre-market looks like we might be breaking it here. We're sitting at 51.63, so we'll mark that down, have that there as well. Again, not many levels, a very recent IPO, as you can see. So we don't have many levels on this to go by, but again, it's just every day is making higher highs, higher lows, grinding up nicely. And let's see how it's been trading throughout the actual day. So this was yesterday, so not bad. I got a nice double bottom here, goes above view. That's clean, that's very clean. Consolidates again and pops off. All right, so it's trading clean. I haven't seen the actual trading action on this one. Maybe I'll get rid of AMD and throw this one on here just to see how it trades.
I don't have any shorts yet for IB, so we'll see.
Yeah, that's the thing too. I don't have shorts neither, and again, it just looks like it's ready to take off here. But I like stocks that I can short as well, so we can play it both ways. All right, guys. So that is my list. Very excited about today's list. Again, no bias, right? QCOM obviously is tearing it up, but don't go in here getting in long right away. You know, wait for a setup. You might get a pullback. This thing is very extended right now. You know, anybody that's sitting here at 57, 50s, even in this area, has been here for a while, might start taking profits today if they didn't yesterday, right? So don't be long biased. This thing is up quite a bit, but don't be quick to short it neither, right? It's a situation where you really have to wait for it to settle down, give you an opportunity, and then find out who's in control of the price action and then join them, right? INTC also very active this morning, dropping down. Couldn't break this 59.51 on the daily chart. Is today it just looks very like right in the middle. It's got this decide what it wants to do. We didn't mark the low of the pre-market. Yeah, let's mark the low of the pre-market at 58.60, high of the pre-market 59.15. So again, just stuck within this range right now. Let's see what it does today. We got some good levels if it drops from there towards the bottom and top. Netflix also very active, very strong today, up 2.7. Couldn't break this 373, holding around these moving averages slightly below the 9. So we'll see how that develops. Here goes. Apple looks like it just wants to break out. Apple's definitely looking great, even on the pre-market action and the daily chart. So Apple is interesting. ACB looking a little funky with these candles here on the 1. But the 5 is starting to build a nice flow here. So it's just kind of hanging on to these moving averages. We got some levels here. This was the one we mentioned. It's been stuck in a range, but it looks like it also, like Apple, just wants to possibly break out here on some positive news. And the last one right here, JMIA. I'm going to watch this just to see how it trades. Right now, it's looking very strong. The last couple of days, making higher highs, higher lows. And looking at the daily chart throughout the days, the intraday chart, it looks like it trades very well. And then here you got a nice pre-market action happening. And what's the flow? Did the flow get updated on this ticker yet? No, still don't have no information on here on what the flow actually is. All right, but it's not trading like a low flow. It looks like it trades very clean. How's the spread? The spread is 19 cents now, which is not too bad for a pre-market. So check the spread also. Make sure this is not like a lift where the spread is above 20 cents, 25 cents. Be careful on that. All right, folks, this is our list. Anything else you guys have that before we log off on what you want us to check? Maybe something that we might have missed. We have IBM coming up in our scanners in this area here. Their IBM is down. Okay, IBM, we got BK coming up. All right, so IBM is down 3.1. With everything going up, IBM is down. That's interesting. Let's check IBM, see what the news is. IBM, what do we have here? All right, so they had earnings yesterday.
Yeah, they had earnings.
Yeah, they came up short on their sales expectations. All right, so IBM's got some news. The issue with IBM, I traded it before. It doesn't trade very clean. I haven't found it trade very clean. So it's down quite a bit today. It doesn't have the volume yet, but it is a nicey stock. Let's put some levels in here. I'm not going to watch it, but I'll be ready for it. 139.15, low of the pre-market, high of the pre-market, 141.55. And then we have some levels already in here. You have some moving averages coming in here as well. You have another one towards the top. You have your previous day lows and highs and previous day close up here. Towards the bottom, you have this 136, which still looks good. You have several days bouncing off of that. And then you have this 134.15 all the way down here as well. So we'll see how IBM hits our scanners and what it does, but again, just doesn't trade very clean from my experience. A few times I have traded it. Let's look at S. S is what's going on with S here? So we're dropping 5.7. Pre-market action doesn't look too clean though. Look at this pre-market action. This is very, very choppy. And just if you notice some of the volume, this candle here, this candle is about 289,000 shares traded. You got some more action coming up just in this candle here and in this one here. So between these three candles, you have about 900,000 shares traded. Now what I really like to see, we want to see we'd rather have 500,000 shares traded and create a nice flow, right? So this just seems very, very choppy at the moment. What is the flow on this one here? What do we have? 4 billion. Yes, it's Sprint, right? So these guys are not going to move. They're just too large. What we have going on here? Let's see, 1 second, guys. Yeah, so Sprint. All right, hold on 1 second, guys. So yeah, so Sprint just looks again, it's just a billion shares flow, 4 billion shares flow. So again, just not really clean. It's just when they're this large, I mean, they tend to be very choppy. They don't move as much. Look at the ATR. It's, well, 23 cents. So again, I'm not sure I want to watch this one. All right, folks. So this is the watches for today. This is what I have. Thank you guys for YouTube for joining us. We're gonna watch QCOM, INTC, Netflix, Apple, ACB, and JMIA. I'll keep looking at my scanners as well. We'll look at the gappers list and see what else develops from there. Have a great trading day, guys. Trade safe. Again, no bias. Do not be biased on QCOM. Do not be biased on INTC. These are very strong. Netflix. Wait for a setup and give yourself a good risk to reward before jumping in either long or short. Take care, guys. Have a great day. Great safe trading. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow at 8:30 Eastern time. Take care.